Hi friends, family, patrons, Carolyn, creator behind Girly Junk. I am here this morning. It is Saturday. It is gorgeous here. Headed out to the garden as always. Got to put some vegetables in the ground. Let's talk next theme. Let's talk pennant flags. Let's talk mailers. Let's just get into it. Don't want to make this too long. Okay, so pennant flags this month. You guys are killing it. It looks great. You're looking comfortable. You look like everybody's getting a little coming out their shell. I love it. Keep it coming. You guys are doing a great job. Let's see. Girly Junk Diner. Kind of the theme. The theme for the next mailer is going to be Vintage Kitchen. I want to do a recipe book, journal, box, challenge. Whatever you want to create, but I think I want to do it recipe based and kind of in a theme of either a journal or a book. I'll even accept like a card box. So let's get into a few things. We'll get into the mailer, what everyone's going to get. I think I've kind of squared it away, and let's look at some recipe books and some ideas just to get your brain kicking and see what we've got going on. Okay, so the reason why I chose Vintage Kitchen. I'm a restaurant worker. Well, not anymore. I worked in the restaurants for 20 plus years. It's been, I don't know, almost a decade that I left. And that was a huge move for me. Really crazy. I think my first job was at 13 years old. I made cookies in the basement of a friend's family's restaurant. And I left the restaurant business in my late 30s after I had my 2 kids. I had opened multiple restaurants, not myself, but under other people. I consulted on opening multiple restaurants. I've worked every position in the restaurant. Yeah, it was my life. Specifically, I worked in a diner for many years. It's where I met my husband, my best friend. It was a great time. So for me, I made Girly Junk Diner, got the mugs. I made a bunch of mugs. These will be in the shop, guys. I'm going to put these in the shop. That's super fun. Let's look at some recipe books. Let's look at some ideas. Then I'll go into the mailers, what everybody's going to get. So, this is the one that I made and put online and everybody loved. I think it also had my big corn charm on there. Love that. So this is a version. So I'm going to show you a few versions of recipe books. Let me take off my charm. Of course, you can appreciate that for a minute. Look at that Breyers ice cream. So cute. So cute. Okay. Charm off. So this is multiple signature. I didn't sew this. These are rubber bands. I love an alternative to sewing. I make journals of all different kinds using all different things. Rubber bands are one of my favorite ways to add in signatures, and mainly because I like to add extra pages. If it's not sewn in, you can keep folding and adding more things into your signature. If a rubber band breaks, you can always replace it. You can add in multiple rubber bands. You can buy heavy duty ones, colorful ones. It's just another option. So this recipe book, I believe this is a KB and Friends printout. You're going to see a lot of KB and Friends prints and digitals. I had went through a whole, her Vintage Kitchen line is super, super cute. So check her out, KB and Friends, Etsy. I think her digitals are about $4 or $5 each, and super cute. So this is one I made. This is a cereal box journal, but with heavy cardstock. So you can see that it is much thicker. So you see that when you add in thick cardstock, this is 80-pound cardstock, I think, on both sides. It makes such a sturdier, much sturdier journal, because we talked about that in Mary Poppins' journal. So, we have some folders here, and then you go in, and mainly, these are pages, but I do have, these are recipe card folders, pages, some pages like that, some more folders, come to the end. I use duct tape on the end, and I did a whole spiel. It's like a totally different type of journal. So this was one recipe journal style. I had to add in this cute charm. I like to make my little hook things there. There's a couple different ways you can use rivets, you can use holes, you can use bookmarks. All right, that's one style. Really quick one that I did in craft fairs. So this was a cute, real easy printout. I believe this is butter. Can't believe it's not butter or something. And this, again, super easy. In-page is colorful. It's got some recipe cards. And then the rest is just paper to write on. And I sold these in craft fairs. They're super quick. I think I sold them for like $5. Just an easy recipe journal. This is vintage. Super duper cute. Betty Crocker's cookbook. So this is a spiral bound. You can see that they did everything with a spiral. So that's an option too. See that? So cute. This is falling apart. Oh my god, look at that. I love these pages. I think I'm going to have to take this apart and make a journal. It's already falling apart. There's nothing I can really do. So there's that. What else? So this is also a different... We could do recipe box style. So this is KB and Friends talking about that super duper ridiculousness. I added some charms. I think that's a little silver mixer. Over here is a little whisk. And what these are kind of like envelopes, pocket envelopes. And you can pull them out. And they've got recipe cards in them. They've got, of course, the cute kitschy ladies, and each one's a little different. Extra recipe cards in there. So this is a style, like, it's not gonna be cool if you just take KB and Friends and make their box. I mean, it's cute, but it's not like, you know, make it your own still, you know. Don't just like do that. Let's see, here's all right, so all of these kitchen themes have the spoons, you know, these vintage, the red spoon or this spoon, it's always there. So part of my charms for the upper tiers this month is going to involve that red spoon. Look at this. I just found it in this box. So cute, this little bookmark I made. I don't even know where, but it was in this box. It shouldn't be in here because it's too cute. I'm going to have to use it, do something with it. Okay. This is another version that I did recently. Love the charms for these, so let's look at those. So this is vintage, super vintage. This is French fries, and this is a Coca-Cola cup. Oh my god, so cute. And then, of course, I have ketchup. Coca-Cola, I'm sorry, I said Pepsi. This is Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Okay, so this I'm making to replace this journal that I did when I was in my 20s. I had my son when I was like 19, and I went and visited my parents after he was born, and I hand copied, wrote them all of my mom's favorite recipes, and I made it in this little book, and I've had it for 26 years, and it is just, we can do better. So we are going to transfer all of those recipes from this book that I made into my new one. And this one is super small right now, but I added the big rings so I can add in multiple extra pages. So this, let me know if you want a tutorial. So this is laminated. I did that purposely because I'm a mess. So I can wipe this off in the kitchen when I get my hands dirty. And that's what I love about this book. So I added, again, the big rings so I can add more pages in. And this is a vintage recipe card that I copied. So I have the original. This is a copy that I did on a different, like a off-white kind of, I don't know what the name of the paper is, but it makes it look a little more vintagey. I will put this in the Patreon for paid members as a digital download this month, so everybody can have access to printing this out. So this is a 4x6 photo thing. You know, I'm obsessed with these. I make a bunch of albums with those. So it fits nicely in like this, if that's what you want to do. But then it also folds nicely, and you can stack them in like this. Or you can make a card, and you can stack things in this way. So this I'm going to continue. I think this is what I'm going to be working on this month to replace my my original recipe book from my mom's recipes. And then what I'm doing with the recipe swap, so I put in the chat recipe swap. If you upload or you take a picture of a recipe and you put it there, we can all download that. You can just click on the picture and it says save to pictures or save to downloads, and then save the recipes and you can print them out at home. And I made this book to fill with you guys' recipes. So this is the lost recipe. I haven't sewn this yet, so it's still kind of just sitting in there. It's going to be 4 signatures. Let's see if I can take it out. And so what I want to fill this one with is with all those recipe swap recipes. I'm so excited. So in the end, I'll have 2 new recipe books. And I'll have recipes hopefully from you guys. Like, please share some of your family recipes. I would love it. I want to cook them. I'll share them with you. So I love this. I don't know if I'm quite, I've not sewn it yet, so I don't know what I quite want to do. But this is kind of what it's going to look like, the signatures. And these are folders. So again, I don't know what I want to do, of how I want to keep everything in these. Put in some folders. I made folders. So again, I don't know how I want to put the recipes in it yet, and I haven't sewn it. So yeah, so I've got some stuff to work on. I did, however, make the strawberry shortcake pin. This was a mini brand resin kit. My daughter was obsessed with these for a while. I glued it, and now it is my strawberry shortcake doodad, because I love a doodad. Love a doodad. And let's talk about the charm. So, let's get into the mailer then. All right, so then I can talk about this red spoon that I've concocted with making into a charm for you all. Okay, let's put the rest. Put you back up there. Okay, mailer for the month. So what I did, since we're doing like a recipe swap, journal making, what I'm doing is more of a paper mailer for the majority of the main piece this month. So I have, and it'll come, I think I posted pictures. Maybe I posted it on TikTok. Let me put it in here real quick and I'll show you what it looks like. Super cute. I love it. So it's going to be a mailer that comes in this super kitschy, like folded up, what do you call that? The red check, gingham? Gingham. Okay, so what everyone's going to get in their mailer is Girly Junk membership card. Oh my god, this has got to probably be my favorite one so far. You're going to get some vintage Betty Crocker cards from my vintage... Who still has theirs? I still have mine. So everybody's going to get a few of those cards. You're going to get the Girly Junk Diner guest check. You're going to get Girly Junk Card Diner. And then you're going to also get my junk menu. So those will be paper mailers that come. $5 tier, you'll get that with the membership card. $10 tier, you're going to get that as well. And I believe your charm this month is going to be a food-based charm. So I haven't like curated what kind of charm that's going to look like, but I do know it's going to be, it's going to be like a corn, or you're going to get, you know, ice cream or fruit. You're going to get some sort of charm that is food-based to put on your journal, and don't worry, it'll be cute. So that's the mailer for that. So the $25 tier and up, and the toy box tier, you guys are going to get the wooden spoon. And I'll put these in, I'll put some of these in the shop too if you guys want. But this is the charm. It's kind of what the $25 tier is going to get. And that's the wooden spoon. You're going to get a bunch of food charms added on to it as well. I hand painted this, and this isn't quite done yet because I need to add some touches, and I think I'm going to put Girly on the back. So again, just kind of a prototype, beginning machinations of how I'm putting together the mailer for this month. Toy box, you guys always get a surprise. I'm not going to show what's going in that. But yeah, so we're going to do that. Oh, and then the $10, $25 tiers, you're also going to get buttons again. So some of these are so cute. These are from Flo. I took their food magazine, and they had so many cute little different kitchen. Look at this pickle. Super cute different papers. So I was like, let's make some buttons out of those. I have some other things. I'll probably make some junk diner buttons as well. I might even see if I can make these into buttons. So everybody's going to get buttons too in the $10 and $25 and 40 tiers. Again, the upper tiers are going to get this super the red spoon charm. The lowest, the $10 tiers, you're just going to get some form of food charms and buttons with your mailer. And yeah, I'm super excited. Oh, one more thing in the $25 tier. And I think what I'm going to do too for the $10, maybe even the $5, you know, I can't just give a little. I have to go extra. Look at these adorable charms, y'all. Look at these charms. Everyone's going to get a pack of seeds. Look at these. $25 tier. I'm throwing in this month these are microgreens. I grew them in sardine cans that I got from Trader Joe's. I did not eat these are anchovy cans, my bad. I didn't eat them. We made Caesar dressing out of it. But what I'm going to do is throw in a pack of microgreen seeds. You're going to get a empty tin. I'll give you instructions. It's going to come with little dirt. So this is part of our vintage kitchen theme. After World War II, I believe 40% of the vegetables grown in our country came from our own gardens. That's a tremendous, let me eat a green, tremendous amount of vegetables that we produced on our own soil. So this, going with our vintage theme of our vintage kitchen, is you guys are going to grow something. It's super easy. You literally put some dirt in, heavily seed the top, water it, put it on a sunny windowsill, and literally in a few days you're going to have greens. And what you can do is just snip them off. Put them on a salad. I like to make a bagel. Put some cream cheese, throw some greens on top, put them on a burger. You can keep cutting. And when you're done this, when you cut, they should grow again. You can still see like little ones are growing on the bottom. Once they stop regerminating, just empty it out, refill it again. So $25 tier, not only do you get your awesome red spoon, and the $40 tier, you guys are also going to get microgreen kits. What? Anyways, okay. So just wanted to touch base on that. May's, I guess, theme. So I'll mail the 21st. Gonna keep curating some things here. I'm making some journals. I'm gonna put some of them in the shop. Look at this. Look at this stinking thing. This is the Betty Crocker 1969. I think this is 1969. The original pages are still in here. 1969. This is the Cake Kids Love. This was a kids' vintage cookbook. So I kept all the original pages in there and just added stuff in. I have this adorable, this is a cake topper, vintage cake topper. This is an egg, a whisk, and a bell. So I have I have a series of these. This is the cake one. Hamburger. Look at this. I haven't finished it. So cute. So this is another one I'm going to have. So I'm going to have some journals I'm going to throw in the shop. I have mugs. Mugs are going to go in the shop. Look out for some maybe new charms, some of the themes. I have a bunch of vintage French fries and hot dogs and things like that. So I'm going to make some of those charms, throw them in the shop as well. So yeah, just wanted to touch base with you guys on this great theme. Put some recipes in that recipe swap, ladies. Think about what you want to do come the end of the month when it starts making that journal. You'll have all those recipes ahead of time. Other than that, I think I touched base. I always do these videos, look back and realize there's like a ton of stuff I didn't say. So again, if you're in a tier, mailings on the 21st, let's be creative. Have a great day, guys.